Good morning, students. As you know, my name is Selena Mejia. Welcome to another week of classes. For this week, I prepared one interesting topic for you. I hope that this topic will be helpful for your learning process, that you can learn more about this topic, that you can learn a new vocabulary, that you can develop your abilities and capacity that you have. And the topic for this week, if you see, is a flow chart. That is the topic for this week, flow chart. Okay. In order to create a flowchart, we need to take into account different elements like informations. We need to have information. We need to have an idea. We need to have a design. We need to have a chart, how we are going to design a chart. We need to have a connection with all the ideas, with the informations. We need to have a presentation in order to develop this topic. If you see here, I have equations. And the question is, what is a flowchart? A flowchart, it is a type of diagram that represents a workflow or process. It is like a structure diagram that we need to have all the elements that we needed in order to create or develop a flowchart. A flowchart is a picture of the separate steps of a process in sequential order. It is a generic tool that can be adapted for a wide variety of purposes. When we create flowcharts, we need to follow a sequence. It is a sequence, a step by step, that we need to follow in order to be an effective flowchart. If you see here, I have the purpose. What is the purpose of flowcharts? As we know, every plans that we do, every business that we can't start in, okay, we need to have, a purpose. What is the purpose of everything? In this case, the purpose of flowchart of any flowchart is to help visualize required steps. Especially important for a project management process. Every flowchart consists of actions, the roles responsible for executing those actions, and the input and output for each step. That it is the purpose of a flowchart that is really important. If you see here, I have the benefits of a flowchart. What is the benefits that we are going to have when we are creating a flowchart? And the first one is, if you see the number 1, instant communication. When we create a flowchart, we are going to write the effective of the most important information in order to have a specific information in that flowchart, and we are going to receive an instant communication. According to the picture, if you see, we need to follow this step in order to receive a instant information. Number 2, effective coordination. We need to be organized. We need to have a coordination in every flowchart that we are going to create. For example, if you see the pictures, these pictures have a good coordination and effective coordination. If you see, we are starting from an idea, and then the analysis, the design, and then we are going to follow every steps that we need to follow when we are creating a flowchart. Now the number 3, efficiency increase. When we are creating, or when we talk about efficiency increase, it is all the knowledge that we are going to acquire through the flowchart when we are creating a flowchart. Number 4, effective analysis. Okay, we need to have a good analysis when we are creating a flowchart for a different events. In order to have a good steps across the flowchart, across these steps, and we need to have a effective result. The number 5, problem solving. When we are using a flowchart, we need to solve the problems. It is step by steps we are going to resolve the problems. And the number 6, it is a pictures. If you see these pictures, every step has a pictures. Every step starting from the idea, we are going to follow with the analysis. The next one is design, and we are going to have each steps, each pictures, in order to have more clear about what is the flowchart about, in order that people can understand better what is a flowchart, how can we create, or how we are going to create a flowchart. If you see here, I have solving problem flowchart example. This is an example about how can we solve a problem. The first thing that we need to do, it is a read the informations, read the problems. Then you need to understand that problem. You need to understand the problem in order to comprehend better what is the problem about. Then you need to choose a benefits or advantages or disadvantages about the problem. That we need to be clear about this. We need to be specific when we choose a something in order to solve a problem. Then you need to think about the solve, how you are going to solve that problem. The next step, it is answers. You need to give it answers about the problems in order to have a result. And the last thing that you need to do, it is a check. Check if the results are okay or not, are good or not, are benefits or no benefits. Okay. When we need to solve any problems, we need to take into account those elements: read, understand, choose, solve, answers, and check. Okay, student, that is all. Thank you for your attentions. You need to take into account all these elements when you are creating a flowchart. Don't forget that we need to follow a sequence in order to create a flowchart. If we follow all these steps, at the end we are going to have an effective events or an effective development about a specific flowchart. Bye.